Hey everyone, it's LS, and this is the patch 14.21 preview, and unfortunately, we do not have that amazing of a patch. And again, this might all just be because Season 15 is right around the corner, so let's just get into it. So Azir has had the stuff undone. If you went back in Azir's patch notes and everything that happened to his HP regen, he's getting buffed again in this department. It's going from 5 to 7, and base AD now 52 to 56, which is actually kind of a big deal for a lot of his auto attacks that he weaves in laning phase, in addition to helping him CS. The really bizarre thing about this is that for a standard laning phase, Azir is again getting about another almost half potion on his first recall, so that's a pretty big thing. Corki is going to get passive damage from 15 to 20% W damage, 150 to 450, plus 1.5 bonus AD to 200 to 500, plus 2.0 bonus AD. 40% of the damage is guaranteed. So 40% of that is up front. It does lead me to ponder if we'll end up having W max Corki at any point. 2.0 bonus AD is actually quite a lot. I can imagine now with E and Q, he can just insta-wave clear a wave if he's actually putting points into W. And depending on the lane, and now with also the passive damage going up by 5%, I do actually wonder if he can just jump on people. Sort of like Nia Jax, you know, and she's going down from the top rope like a Yokozuna powerbomb type thing on your chest, but it's all fine. Our damage is going to go from 80 to 240 plus 70% bonus AD to 90 to 250 plus 80% bonus AD. So he's just getting absurd amounts of buffs everywhere. Riot really wants Azir Corki to come back. Gangplank. Mana regen per 5 is going to go from 7.5 to 8 E recharge, 18 to 14 to 17 to 13. Nice changes for Gangplank. Solarbaka will be happy. Aurelia Q mana is going to go down by 5. Q cooldown 11 to 7 to 10 to 6. R cooldown no longer reduces cooldown by 0.5 to 1.5 seconds. Q damage 5 to 85 plus 0.6 total AD to 5 to 85 plus 0.7 total AD. Q minion damage bonus 55 to 265 to 50 to 237. So the thing is that Aurelia builds a lot of attack speed items, typically like 2. So she's going to get like 20 AD on the Q. Not a really big change. Kayle, W mana 90 to 130 to 75 to 115. The way that you can look at this is that Kayle basically gets 1 free W cast now in lane compared to what she used to. So make of that what you will. Malphite base HP is going to go up by 21, and so not the end of the world. He's also getting an extra 2 on his Granite Shield. Come on, let's all slow down here. So hey, if you get max value out of that 10 times in a lane, it's almost half an auto. All right, like let's talk about it. Nilah, EQ damage projectile missile instant to Q auto remains empowered if it's times out mid swing. R attack lockout 1.1 second to 1.0. Fine changes, honestly, for Nilah, sort of whatever. They're just reminding people that she exists. Qiyana, HP regen per 5, 6 to 8. W damage, 8 to 40 plus 0.1 bonus AD to 8 to 40 plus 0.2 bonus AD. And so they're giving her some love there. That'll, I think, help more in the jungle than it would in mid lane, but you know, whatever. Sivir base AD is 58 to 60, Q damage 15 to 75, 80 to 100% total AD, 60 to 160, plus 100% bonus AD. This is a buff at levels 1 to 12, totally fine. Talon, W return damage 50 to 170, plus 0.8 bonus AD to 60 to 180, plus 0.9 bonus AD. Again, wonder how much it affects him inside of the jungle, because Talon mid lane is considerably worse than Talon jungle. Teemo, W passive movement speed is going to go up by 2% at rank 1, and well, 2% just in general, but you're going to now get that at rank 1. W active speed is going to go from 20 to 52 to 24 to 56. Nice change, mostly for Teemo jungle. Obviously, Teemo top lane is going to benefit from it as well, but whatever. W bonus damage going up by 5% on Xayah. So a whole lot of nothing burger changes here, with the exception being Corki and Azir. Maybe Talon, but everything else really doesn't matter, and so everything is just remaining pretty stagnant. Champion nerfs Aurelion Sol base HP is going to be down by 20 E damage, 50 to 150 plus 0.8 AP to 50 to 150 plus 0.6 AP on his E. They are gutting his damage, and remember that his items all have been hit several times over. He's had a lot of indirect nerfs and now direct nerfs happening to Aurelion Sol. Brand. Mana regen per 5, 10.65 to 9. Passive detonation damage 9 to a 13% max health to 8 to 12% max health. Q mana is also going up by 20. So really hurting solo lane brand, support brand. All these brands are just getting hit, and jungle is already kind of dead, but they're still banning it at Worlds even with all the nerfs that they've had. Really, it's just competitive brand plus the efficiency of those players, but Brand is just not quite as good as he once was. Camile, base health is going to go down by 20. W flat damage, 70 to 190 plus 0.6 to 50 to 150 plus 0.6. E damage, 60 to 180, 0.9, 60 to 180, 0.75. R on hit damage, 5 to 15, 4 to 8% current HP. 4 to 8% current HP to 0, 4 to, oh, wow, okay. So her R on hit damage is, so they're undoing a buff that they gave her a really long time ago. And that is, you know, whatever, I guess. Elise, armor growth is going down. Armor 30 to 118.4 to 30 to 106.5. They're making her squishy or squishier ever so slightly. Doesn't really matter. Fiddlesticks damage 6 to 10% current HP to 5 to 9% current HP. AP, and minimum damage is unchanged. Totally fine. Galio is just losing 90 mana. That is one of the most random changes. You just wake up and lose 20% of your starting mana. No compensation buffs or anything. Just 20% of your starting mana just completely gone. Gwen, passive damage, 1% to 1% plus 0.72, 100 AP, 1% plus 0.6 per 100 AP. Hwei QQ damage is also going down quite considerably, and the E cooldown is also going up by 1 second. This is totally fine. This champion is nuts. Kaisa AP is dead. That is the way to actually look at this. Karthus, RAP ratio is going down by 5%, and so Karthus continues to get hit. He's going to be fine. Kassadin just getting nerfed for literally no reason. 10% AP off of his Q. EAP ratio down by 5%. Very sad. This champion is already unplayable. Nasus passive lifesteal is going to go down by 3% across the board. Q-base damage is also going down after they buffed it. Amazing. So just bring in more Nasus nerfs. Senna armor is going down considerably. And so that is going to make her considerably more squishy down in bot lane. And now, obviously, trades against her are going to be a lot better. Taric W bonus armor is going to go down by a flat 3%, which makes literally no sense. But okay, Taric getting nerfed, even though he's not getting picked. Viego armor growth 5.2 to 4.6 is going to be noticeable. They're just going to make him squishier, obviously. Volibear W cooldown is going up by a flat 2 seconds. After several months of complaining, after being effectively pick ban at Worlds, after several Reddit threads, lots of Twitter threads, and a lot of other videos, shorts, TikToks, and everything else, Riot has finally decided that the nerf that they're giving to Yone is actually just 1% off the max HP. Absolutely huge. This is really going to keep him in line. This is what, if you actually watch all the games that he's getting played, this is what will break him. So now, when you get hit by his W, and you're losing 1%, where he's dealing 1% more or less max HP to you. If you have 800 HP, you get an extra 8 now. That's what broke him in laning phase, true. Yorick, passive damage 2 to 88 plus 25% total AD to 4 to 90 plus 20% total. What is going on with these changes? Swain, this is going to be a separate video on YouTube as he is getting a mega overhaul. Kit-wide overhaul, some highlights. E-return missile speed is increased. All damage moved into the explosion, now worth maxing second. R can demon flare multiple times. Cooldown now starts on cast instead of end. Healing has a bonus HP ratio, interesting. Q max range damage increased, min damage decreased. Overall AP ratios increased for QWE, decreased for R. So they're making him more skillful and a little bit less face rolly overall. And yeah, we'll just do a full react a little bit later. Lethal tempo buff, attack speed per stack 5 to 6%. Wow, max attack speed up by 6%. Huge. No one cares. Press the attack, still just better in a lot of cases, and otherwise Conqueror is just better. Blade of the Ruin King, on-hit damage is 10-6% current HP for melee range to 8-5%. So Viego got hit by not only that, but this as well. Yone did get hit by this indirectly, but sometimes he just has other builds, so that doesn't really matter. Not a whole lot of other champions really affected by this. Sorcerer Boots is losing more magic penetration. Absolutely amazing. So this is probably just going to end up recreating the Ionian boot meta is what I'm speculating. There's going to be very few champions that are forced to go this no matter what, because they need to just play on the nuke. And even though it does suck that you're losing 3 M-Pen, it is just the unfortunate reality. Champion bounty system overhaul, primary highlights. Minion monster gold directly contributes to bounties instead of comparing to the average farm of the enemy team. Kill bounties are based on gold earned from kills assist minus gold given away from deaths instead of kill and death streaks. So all in all, the biggest changes from the patch is that Riot is trying to make Azir and Corki sort of come back. Everything else, for the most part, is somewhat filler, and then Riot is... something is clearly going on. In terms of the champion nerfs of this patch, Riot was on something with a lot of these nerfs. They are out of complete left field, don't make any sense, don't address a lot of the problems with the meta. It's almost like they haven't been watching Worlds. I mean, just to be totally honest with you, it's one of the most bizarre things. This Yone nerf is a complete and utter abomination of a joke that doesn't address any of the problems that people are actually having with the champion. This whole nerf section is just filler. This whole nerf section just looks like it was done last minute in homeroom, and I don't even know, man. I don't know what to think, but we'll see what actually ends up shipping when the patch does go live. We only have a few more patches left. We also have new champions that are on the horizon. Obviously, the most notable one is Mbessa. She's going to be coming out soon. Arcane Season 2. Absolutely excited for that. And that is pretty much it. So we'll see you guys in the next one. And then obviously Patreon will have an updated tier list for this patch, as it did not have one for the last one.